This is a mod guide to make your own minimized piston pump. First, let's get this thing out of the box. Finally start modding. But first, let's see how this thing performs. This is a full fresh mag. As you saw, the performance is very good, but I think we could still get a little bit more out of this. So let's start with the minimization. First of all, I want to change the barrel for a better one. So let me just unscrew this collet. Remove this. Let's remove the B car as well. And I'm gonna add in a Kuriaka barrel. Unthreaded, of course, unless you buy the parts to make it except threaded. Simply unscrew it until you can fit this in. It should slide in very easily. And then you have a different barrel. It's that easy, actually. And over here, we simply have to, first of all, actually, let me unscrew this and take out this battery. And then we just simply unscrew the stock. Again, this is a very simple minimization mod. Probably the easiest one I've done. Besides like taking a saw to a shell strike. And this will eventually come out, leaving this. So now, at this point, you need some sort of sight and make sure it can fit your battery in pretty well. Sorry, I just got a text. At this point, you need a sight. Make sure your battery can fit in well. And what we're gonna do is that we're gonna actually put the sight in. Now, this happens with mine sometimes. It's kind of hard to put it in that way. I found it easier on my first one to simply slide it in this way. And then just kind of bring it into where you want it to be. And then simply put the battery, and you need something to attach it with. So on my other one, I simply used hair bands and it worked quite well. Actually, I want the wiring to be on the bottom side. That's just easier in my opinion. And it makes the wires not get damaged as much. Remember to mod at your own risk, by the way, and always be very careful with lithium batteries. This might take a while, but I just want to show the full process of how I did it. So there's one. Two and three. Now, I tried putting it in, but it didn't work out well, but that's alright. The point is to just find a way to get it all attached, such as like this. What's neat about this type of minimization is since the wiring is actually exposed a little, which is mainly a con, it comes in some pros in this situation specifically, because that means you can actually charge the blaster without having to remove the battery anymore, which can lead to some nice, quicker charging. This second one's giving me a little bit of an issue, but it'll be fixed. Looks like. Okay, we're trying to get there. Never mind. There we go on that side. Angling it right the first time is the hard part. And this looks about right. As you can see, it's not moving anymore. I could shake it around, nothing's gonna happen. And I simply connect it now. And it fired. So it actually works now and it's minimized. It's very similar to the other one I've made. It's very great. The Kuriaka barrel gives this blaster a lot of accuracy. I also have a Nexus Pro spring that supposedly has helped some people reach up to 220 FPS on, I believe, Nitro Shot. However, I've also heard that doing spring upgrades can give issues, and you probably want to upgrade to LiPo at that point. I'm not really an expert on AEBs, so I'm not sure if I actually want to upgrade to a LiPo right now. I don't know if I will destroy it by accident. But if I do that, I will make an update video on how to actually put in the spring. And that would be pretty neat in my opinion, to have a 220 FPS AEB. But overall, just in this kind of setup alone, this blaster is amazing. Like, this makes it quite a bit smaller than it was originally in my opinion. You could also hold it in a much more compact way. And it came out really great. This is a blaster after all the mods. As you could see from the firing demo, I was aiming at that doorknob and I was hitting it almost every single time, or getting extremely close, which is insane for an out-of-the-box blaster. That's why I really like this mod and I wanted to share it. Another important note is that if you do end up buying one of these, I recommend putting it on semi-auto once you're done using it. And it sounds bad, but you have to dry fire. And now what you have to do is you have to hold down the trigger for about 5 seconds and it'll deprime the blaster. You can see by the priming indicator right there, and that way your blaster doesn't wear nearly as fast over time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you next time on the channel.